I don't know a lot of people that have full trust in themselves. Most people live constantly tricking themselves to do the things they don't want to and kind of living traps for the future self because they don't have the trust that they will do something. Trying to make aesthetic content like oh my god, just stay up, keep your back straight, girl. Jesus Christ, never mind. I think she's not up for it, so whatever. Well, I tried, I genuinely tried. Ugh. And different experiences can make you lose that trust in yourself. I know the quality is really shitty, but stay with me. I've been doing the whole waking up at 7:30 a.m. working out a few times a week, not every day, not very consistently, but a few times a week, which is a huge shift for me because I always worked out in the evening or like at night. Like I don't know, sometimes I just have too much energy kind of left over from a slow day and I literally have to work it off or I won't fall asleep. I need to admit, like, I can feel the difference waking up early, starting my morning, you know. I love living in the city. I really do. But I don't love that. To be fair, when I was living in the suburbs, there was also sometimes police or something driving past right outside your window. That just happens. My dream is to live in the city, but in like how it's called from like, but not like with the windows going out front, right into the streets, and high enough that I don't hear the traffic from the street or anything. That would be perfect. Anyway, I feel the difference. I get a lot more done in the day if I wake up early. It's a straight up fact. I'm more productive. And that makes me feel better, like mentally, because it's not like it's 2 p.m. and I'm finding myself to get some work done. It's like 2 p.m. and I've already done so much, and it's so motivating to, you know, keep working and doing things. And then I finish early and I have the evening to do whatever I want. Mind you, the evening is a lot shorter now because I need to sleep also. But still, it's like I get a lot more done in the day. It's just a fact. And I started talking about this because it's like after 9 p.m. and that's my favorite part of the day. Like this right now until like 2 a.m. is just my favorite thing in the world. Like I don't have to be doing anything. I'm just sitting looking out my window. And I don't know, like the vibe is different. the air is just different. Everything feels a certain way that I cannot describe, like, you know how you walk out on the streets in the morning, like let's say even 6 a.m., and it's gonna feel so different on a Monday than, let's say, Saturday, or even you know, coming home at 6 a.m. to leaving home at 6 a.m. Like, the vibes are different. That's just, I don't know how to describe how different exactly it is for me, this hour, but like late nights and until like 2 a.m. it gives me so much peace. Like, my heart just feels so satisfied. I don't know. I used to want to exist only in this time. Like, I was ready to, at one point I was ready to like shift my life to work the night shift. Like, I was looking into jobs with night shifts, so I never had to experience the day. I hated sunlight, actually, and I hated daylight and daily hours. I don't anymore, but the night is still my favorite. So yeah. On the plus side, now I don't have to be doing anything right now. Maybe if the evening is shorter because I have to go to sleep early to wake up early. But also I'm not wrapping up any work that I started doing late in the day, and I don't feel bad about not having done the things that I was supposed to do. Did that sentence make sense? Like, I'm not left feeling like I didn't do enough and that I didn't have time to take care of my own things aside from productivity. Like, I feel, let's say, satisfied most days, and I can just relax and enjoy this time instead of feeling some type of wrong about it, or, you know, being busy with other things to enjoy it. So now, that's the trigger warning. The next section will talk about eating disorders. If this matter triggers you, please don't watch. It's not really the main point of this video, but it was the main component for me. You can take from it what you wish. Overall, I believe we as a society have a screwed perception of balance in life in general, in everything. People equate discipline with harshness and roughness and strictness. And I don't think that discipline is at all about that. And I don't think there's space in life for this type of discipline. Still, on the flip side, being disciplined is what kind of makes you trust yourself, because you know you can count on your word. You know that when you say something, you follow through. You know you can trust yourself to do the things you set out to do, to keep your words, to be the person you tell yourself to be. So actually, this matter is a whole lot more complex and complicated to balance, to find the middle ground within yourself. And I think that's just what it is, a balancing act. So that being said, let's dive into what is not balanced. My face is all bloated because I ate out of bread again. Whatever, I'm pretty sure what's this called? Gluten. I'm pretty sure I am gluten intolerant, but it's not that bad. Oh my god, I can't hear myself. I woke up today with J Hope's song in my mind. Like, I just woke up and it was like playing in my head already. I'm pretty sure I didn't have it in my dream, but I've been having such weird dreams lately. Like, I remember I woke up twice last night and the first time it was like, you know, for like 10 seconds, like kind of drifting on the verge of consciousness, you know, not actually waking up. And the first time I was like, oh my god, like that dream was like an episode of a TV show. And then I went back to sleep and the dream continued. Like, it was like a second episode, and I woke up again and I was like, oh my god, that's 2 episodes of this show that I was dreaming, literally. For as long as I can remember, since like primary school, elementary school, I sometimes have those like movie type of dreams. Like, it feels like a movie, like I'm watching a movie. And sometimes it's like with real actors like Morgan Freeman or something. But anyway, yeah, I've been having weird dreams. I blame the moon is in Pisces. I think it was full moon yesterday actually. And I feel like I can't get enough sleep. Like, the vibes are off, you know? There's just something off. But anyway, I woke up with this song in my mind, and it just kind of started thinking about BTS, because I used to listen to them so much when I was in high school. In like my last year of high school. I don't really listen to this type of music at all, but they reminded me of my like high school friends. Their energy and like humor and just all of stuff. They really reminded me of the friends I had, like of my own friends. And I was finishing high school, so it was like right after I graduated, it was like my lowest point in life ever. Like, it was just the lowest low. I lost contact with everyone I knew, literally. I went into like a few years of total isolation, even pre-COVID. Always ahead of the times, what can I say? We've also got some rain ASMR in the background. This period of my life has been on my mind lately. Like, it was 9 years ago. This is blowing my fucking mind. I'm getting old, Jesus Christ. Anyway, it was exactly 9 years ago that I was having my health kick that evolved into an eating disorder, but we're not gonna get into that. I've been getting up at like 7:30 now to work out in the morning. I don't do it most days actually, but I'm trying to get back into that routine. I'm like being more mindful of what I eat, aside from yesterday's pastries, because I bought a lot and it's my weakness. Like, baked goods are my Achilles heel. Is it what it's called in English? That sounds weird. That sounds wrong. And I've been I feel like I'm integrating again that 16-year-old version of me who was trying to eat avocados every day and chia puddings and work out every day and meditate and journal. Like, she was on a mission. And she approached it in a bit of a unhealthy way. But it's been so long, I feel like I can safely take the best bits of that past version of me and integrate it in a healthy way. I was very scared of creating routines even, and forcing myself to do anything and creating structure and being, in a more proactive energy for so long. After that anorexia period of my life, something that people don't know often about anorexia is that it's not just refusing to eat or whatever. It is like really controlling behavior in every area of your life. It's not just food. It's my routine at that point in my life. It started from just building better habits and starting to work out and eat better. Of course, counting calories, but at first it was in a pretty healthy way. And it's something that develops over time, that it's never enough. Like, you have to do more and go harder and push yourself more. And it got to a point I was waking up at 4, or like, I had my alarm set at 4 a.m. but I was just waking up before the alarm. I still often wake before the alarm. It's just something my mind does, like it knows it's gonna wake up, so it tries to wake up before the alarm. I don't know. I guess I don't like alarms, but I was waking up at like 3:40 in the morning. Why? I had this whole routine. Have my morning coffee, sit and meditate, journal, of course, work out, plan my food for the day, which is funny because at that point I was eating 100 calories a day. Yeah, if you're curious what you can eat and how you can split 100 calories in 3 meals, which is what I did. It's half a banana and black coffee in the morning for breakfast. After school, it was half tomato, 1 cucumber and some dry lettuce. And that was my lunch. This is so outrageous. And I think I had 2 dates for dinner. This is not funny at all. This is terrible, but yeah, that's... So I had to plan that. I mean, it's not what I was eating every day, every single day, but it was like my go-to diet plan, because it's just really hard to split 100 calories in 3 portions. Like, 100 calories is less than what I drink now in a coffee. So sometimes I had to do some mind bending to figure out new meals within this calorie limit. And then I was studying for the lessons ahead. Like, I would read ahead. Actually, at that point, I was like half a textbook ahead of the class in almost every class. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I just, like, that's the thing. Like, it's not just food, it's everything. I had every minute of my life planned. Like, I had it written down to the minute, and I was always controlling that I stay within the limit, and that I just do things according to the schedule I set for myself. Yeah, I would get a lot done before school. At school, I would take messy notes, writing down information I didn't already know from reading ahead, and I would come home to rewrite all the notes nicely, with colorful pens and stickers and underlining all that, the aesthetic notes. I had a study blog on Tumblr. Like, I don't remember what they were called. And only then I would do my homework, and I would usually fall asleep studying. Like, that was absolutely insane. Like, it consumed my life. those structures and rules and routines I made up for myself. I could not enjoy anything. And I stopped all my creative hobbies. And like I live to express, like this is something I cannot, it's like breathing for me. Like I always need to be expressing and transmuting and channeling all those thoughts and emotions into something creative. Like it's my way of being, and I rejected it as some collateral damage in the name of getting good grades and getting skinny. Of course, I developed some health issues from that, starting with insane anemia, which I conveniently blamed on being vegetarian. So no one figured it out actually that I had an eating disorder. Aside from my classmates who obviously knew, like it was fucked up how much I was eating. The point is that after it all, it was hard to get into any kind of routine. It was hard to make myself do something I didn't want to do. Not just because I was ADHD and and I'm just a free spirit by nature, but I had this like almost like fear of that like my entire body rejected those behaviors in a subconscious kind of fear. Like I could not make myself go on a diet, for example. Again, my monkey brain would just go crazy. Hi, as you can guess, I'm editing. I was struggling to get my point across because this is clearly an emotional topic for me, obviously. So something that I couldn't put into words while talking, and I realize now, is I had this enormous subconscious fear of relapsing because I didn't actually want to suffer and be unhealthy. Like I actually wanted to thrive. Surprise, surprise. I'm so sorry for the audio, like it's always so shitty in my videos, but I'm not an audio girly. I am also not a fan of my self-destructive tendencies. I was like kicking and screaming against the eating disorders that I had, like trying to stay healthy, but it's, you know, it's all consuming. Once I kind of exited this cycle, I had this huge mental block. Thank God, honestly, like thankfully I had it, related to the behaviors that I used to engage with unhealthily. And it was due to my fear of relapsing and of getting back into this cycle. It was like something just suddenly blocked me and I couldn't just do it anymore. Like all those behaviors that I used to do, that used to be my default, like I genuinely just could not just do them anymore. I thought I was being a failure for not being able to starve myself the way I did before, and that I just became lazy and weak and, you know, all those awful things, of course, because that's where I was at that point mentally. And now I can see that I was just being really resilient and strong, actually. Trying to protect myself from myself at my worst. And I think a lot of people can actually relate to that, but we interpret those things wrong in the moment. You can only like see it after a while, you know. I don't know if I can express it, how it felt like. Maybe one day, not today though. It was roughly 6 years ago. I couldn't sustain this insane way of living, of course. I didn't think talking about it would be so hard. Yeah, it's been like 7 years that I stopped being this way. And it took me 7 years to be able to have any type of routine, or allow myself to do things I don't want to do, that I don't feel like doing for my own well-being. And like I don't have this fear anymore. 7 years. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But I'm proud that I come this far, that I'm able to once again form those habits and have the self-discipline, but in a healthy, balanced way, without tipping over to absolute extreme obsession, you know. It's really hard talking about it, like harder than I thought, because I don't like exposing myself too much to strangers. I don't think everyone deserves to see all parts of you, and I'm really careful what I share with people and who I share it with. But I don't know, I kind of feel called to talk about it today, so I do. Hopefully I won't regret it. And today I was in a park with my dogs. I need new music, like I feel bored of every playlist I have, even though they are full of great songs and I have like 50 playlists, probably more. I heard it all, you know. I need some new songs to listen to. And because I woke up with J-Hope's song On the Streets, with J. Cole, because I woke up with the song in my head this morning, I thought, I haven't listened to BTS in a while, like a good long while. And it's just so weird, you know, like you listen to a song and it just is tied to this specific event or person or something. Their music is really tied in my head with like the spirit of my life, but in like a good way. Oh my god, I want to cry. I didn't expect that, what the fuck? My roommate has the worst fucking timing every time. It was such a dark and heavy place to be in. Such a challenging period of my life that I genuinely thought I would not get through, that I would never get out of. I did not believe I could ever. There was any way out of it. And with BTS music, as weird as it sounds, like it's a boys band, and I'm not even into boys bands or anything, but especially their earlier songs had a lot of had the exact energy I needed in my life and the exact words I needed to hear at that time. And it was, you know, that sounds so dramatic, but it was like a source of light in my everyday life. And listening to those same songs today, it made me emotional. Like I really remembered where I was at that point in my life, and like I've overcome so many things already, and I became a person I wanted to be in so many ways. I got too emotional. I didn't expect that. I don't know why I'm crying. Yeah, but it's actually really motivating, remembering what I was dreaming of back then. And I haven't actually achieved the things I wanted to achieve in a material sense, you know, in career or actual achievements in the traditional sense of this word. I'm so close right now to being the person I thought I could never be. And I achieved so much internally. I found so much strength in overcoming those really difficult experiences all by myself, kind of trusting my own inner guidance on that, because I was just trying to listen to myself and I didn't have anyone around me who'd support that. So I chose to listen to a teenage boys band because they were saying the same thing that my heart was saying. And it was, it was enough. Sometimes you really just need one person that you might never even know to just tell you what you already know, for you to start having trust in believing that. That went so sideways. I'm gonna just stop this recording now.
So the point, as messy as it was, is that validation is okay. And in some ways, in some amounts, it's necessary. But you also just know already what you want to hear. You already know. And external validation, it's meant to make it easier for you to believe in yourself and trust yourself. But ultimately, you need to trust yourself first. And sometimes you just won't have anyone who can see what you can see, or believe what you believe, or just see the potential of that you are seeing. Like, sometimes people will just not be on the same page as you. Sometimes no one will be. And that's totally okay. You can be the only one to trust yourself, as long as you do. This whole video is a downright mess because recovery is not linear. The wounds themselves, so to speak, are not linear either. You can have a lot of trust in yourself in one thing and none when it comes to something different. And I truly wish I could just give someone like a guideline on how to work on this, how to overcome it. Because I don't really say it in this video because there is no guideline. My only advice when it comes to this, and almost anything you ask me, it will most likely be a balance. Just finding that balance and not trying to overdo it in any way. And for me, healing has been this kind of pendulum swing, going from one extreme to another, and back and forth and back and forth, and the swing keeps getting smaller until eventually I start finding that middle ground, that point of balance between the extremes. Maybe there's a better way to do it, maybe I just don't know it. It's how I've been growing as a person. But however you go about it, I am fairly sure it's a process. It's always a long process of going back and forth and learning to find what balance is, because most people genuinely does not know. The balance of listening to others while listening to yourself, the balance of work and personal life outside of work, the balance of being realistic and being optimistic. It's everywhere you look, people keep swinging to those extremes. It's just a very boring and universal advice to find the balance. But that's why I think it works. So I tried to make this video shorter than the last one. It clearly didn't work out that well. I just like to talk, sorry. If you're still here, God bless you. I appreciate you listening to all of it. So thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing to this channel. And if you haven't done that, I highly encourage you to do so. I really appreciate it. I really do. This is so fucking funny. Every time, dude. Every time. She can't sit on the ground like a fucking dog. But I think she is. She needs to sit where I sit. Of course. Of course. And what? Until the next one.